Welcome to the Disability Myth, the podcast where we explore the realities of disability with handsomeness, humility, and hamminess. My name's Dominic, and I was born with a fatal neuromuscular condition called spinal muscular atrophy. My co-host, Uriel, and I tackle serious issues, but we don't take ourselves too seriously.
SMA and boats. How did that go?
SMA and boats?
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, boats are just not as wheelchairs. We're here to share stories, break down barriers, and remind everyone that we're not so different. So hit subscribe and let's shed light on some myths. Welcome back to another episode of the Disability Myth. I am, of course, your handsome, your humble, and your hammy host, Dominic Trevathan.
Pedro Pascal.
Yes, it is me, Pedro.
Pedro.
Yep. 100. Yep.
And
alongside me, as always, the
Yaddle
Yaddle
from Star Wars.
Yep. I thought your name was Jar Jar.
Jar Jar? No, I'm good.
Now you give me Jar Jar vibes.
Me? Jar Jar? Why?
She's not today.
I'm offended. Why Jar Jar? You're gonna have to explain yourself now to the court.
You got that Jar Jar Riz?
The Jar Jar.
Oh,
Riz.
nice
You
save,
mean-
Dominic.
You mean like what do you like socially awkward? It's like, whoa.
Exactly.
That's funny.
And today we have a new friend joining us. Our friend Aaron Warren, who lives with SMA and happens to be the founder of Zipped Brands, the company that puts zippers on your favorite shoes. So, welcome on, Aaron.
Thanks, Dominic. I'm glad to be here. And what was your name again?
Uriel.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Jar Jar.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, is it really Jar Jar? No.
No.
Oh,
I don't think that's legal at the hospital. I don't think they could just like Jar Jar Johnson or something. like you know,
Jar Jar Binks Johnson.
yeah,
Middle name Binks.
John Jar Jar, like John Madden.
John
I think,
Madden.
what's your kid's name? John Batman.
The
Oh.
receiver on the Ravens
No way.
named Bateman, or like everybody calls him Batman.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know if you could legally call your kid Batman.
I would love that.
Bateman, yeah, because that's the murderer in the
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
Um,
I know what you're talking about. I forget.
yeah, Bateman, the corporate guy that kills people.
Oh, I think I was thinking of Bates Motel for some reason.
I was
That
too.
too.
Was that Bates?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Patrick Bateman, which is the psycho, not the psycho, who knows, whatever. Okay, let's see Paul Allen's card.
Definitely.
Jar Jar is
Binks
cracking me
vibes.
up.
Okay, so you strike me, Aaron, as somebody that's very adventurous. I've seen a lot of your content. You do content creation a lot as well. Something I've noticed is you kind of like to clap back at people, look at the comments. They'll challenge you, ask you questions, and to put up a little vid, showing them how you do whatever. And I've seen you go down a hill super fast. I've seen you go up a super inclined ramp. So, what's the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
The most adventurous thing I've ever done. Oh man. I mean, I'm very adventurous, so like there is a lot to choose from. But I'd say the most fun adventure I do is just finding new places to go to. That is what I love the most, dude. Like, there are just really I don't know, there's something about finding a new spot that is that you can actually get to, that's accessible. And I don't know, dude, it's such a good feeling. So I'm always trying to find new places to go to, like in the summer and stuff. But in the wintertime, I can't do nothing. I turn into a recluse in the wintertime, dude. I
I
do.
feel that.
Yeah. Are you the same way?
Yeah,
You
no,
see, we live in California. So
Oh yeah, true.
we've never seen a bad
I've
winter.
never seen snow.
We've
Yeah,
never seen a bad winter.
yeah,
Like winter here is kind of like, oh shit, it's like 60, 70 degrees.
It's
I'll go to the
60.
grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
No,
Oh,
like
it's kind of humid, ain't it? For a January? Oh man, oh geez. You
yeah,
know,
like
so
during the summertime and like spring, fall-ish, I'll go outside a lot on my own, go on strolls around the
it's
neighborhood,
epic.
get some nature vibes
Get
going.
some ice
yeah,
cream.
But like during the winter when it's like 60, because you know how it is with SMA, you got no body fat on your arms.
No
Like I don't know
extension.
what it is about SMA people, but we got no thick arms. Like it's just
nope,
twigs.
yep,
And
none.
like I don't know about you, but when I go outside and it's super cold, I can't drive my chair. My hands are
Literally,
on them. You can't put on gloves either because it's just a pain in the ass.
yep,
Like your fingers get caught because you can't stretch them out straight.
Yeah.
yep. That is, I think that is a pure textbook SMA thing right there, dude. And you know, I've even went as far as to saying, uh, I wonder why they don't make, and maybe they do, but I wonder why they don't make heated joysticks.
Dude, he's on something.
He is on something.
Let him cook.
Dude, heated
But
joysticks.
That would be super useful. Just
but
rest my
then okay.
hand right here.
But right.
Yes,
Oh,
But I would ask if you could hit the joystick, why stop there?
exactly.
You
he,
Oh,
know,
I
like,
wouldn't stop there, dude.
you
You
see, well,
see,
I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can. He has his
yeah, I
pad
can
right
see it.
here.
Yeah,
Heated pad.
let me hype.
yes,
Heated pad. Oh
yes.
shit.
Heated cushion for my dump.
Oh.
Heated cushion, heated seats.
Yep.
I mean, cars have it.
Yep.
You already like pay like
I,
oh
ca- I,
insurance pays for it,
I
but
was just gonna say I could hear Medicare or like Medi-Cal just like shitting themselves currently,
Oh,
thinking
like
oh,
about
they would hate us. They would
like
hate us. They'd be
yeah.
like, damn you disabled people.
it. They're like no shot. Nope.
But yeah, dude, I've thought about that. Why not heated joysticks? That would change my life, dude. So,
Hey man, if you make enough money with Zip Brands, that's your next franchise, I say.
Is it
fats.
is it
Yes.
because like you only care about the dexterity like in your actual fingers when
When you're
operating
driving.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the
Yeah,
part
that's it.
that matters
Yeah.
most?
Like
Because,
remember
dude, nothing else on my body gets cold. Well, I
yeah.
take that back. My feet do, but there
Yeah.
can be a heated footrest too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just forget about my feet anyways. Like who cares? No.
Yeah, the fats. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, my hands and my feet are what gets the coldest. Everything
Yeah.
else is fine. It's weird.
Okay.
Remember that one time we went out walking around town. I think we went to the farmer's market. It was like several months ago. And uh I like barely was able to drive home because it was like so cold and it was what five at night in the evening and it was probably
Oh,
like 60 degrees ish.
was that when I was driving your old chair?
No, well before that.
Oh.
But yeah, I like barely made it home. I could hardly drive straight because my
Yep.
hand was just like frostbitten.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, that literally sets up my final answer for what you asked.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a few years ago now, like 3 or 4 years ago. Um, Me and my now ex-girlfriend uh was living together, right? And we
Mhm.
had just moved into the city that I currently live in now. And so we were exploring. It was in fall, so it was like getting cold. It wasn't completely cold yet, but it was getting there. At nighttime, it would get down in like the 50s, which is pretty cold for me.
Yeah.
So we went to this park and was just walking around the park, and it's a trailhead. So like, you know, the paved area that we were walking on, it doesn't end, but we thought it did. So we're walking, walking, and we're like, wow, I thought this looped back around. Come to find out, it did not loop around, dude. We walked for 3 miles one way and then realized, oh God, it does not loop around. So now
Damn.
we gotta turn around and walk 3 miles back. And it was nighttime, dude. And
That's
and get this. On the way back, my chair died. My chair died,
damn.
dude.
So she
So
had to push your ass all the way back.
she had to push me back, bro.
Uh,
Uh,
was it what city was this in? You said Tennessee.
Murfreesboro, yeah. Nobody knows where is, so I usually say it's about 20 minutes south of Nashville.
okay.
Okay.
Nashville is the next town up.
Okay. What
So
else is
yeah. I'm in a
Memphis
college
too, right?
town. It's
Okay.
home of MTSU,
Okay.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee State University.
I'm assuming that's your school as well.
No, it's not. I go to a community college, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't afford university.
I
It's
feel
so
that. He
expensive
feels
here.
that. We all
Oh
feel
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been in a perpetual state of working full time and like doing
Yep.
community. Like he could tell you all about it. I'm like a real like depresso espresso worry word about it.
Yeah.
That's just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm almost done though, dude. I'm so excited. I'm about 90% done. I have
Nice.
I have 2 more semesters left. Um,
What's your degree in?
Computer science.
Oh, sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Computer science is pretty cool.
Yeah.
A lot of
So,
math.
oh, don't even get me started,
A
dude.
lot of like a lot of logic, a lot of stuff. You know, it's
Yeah.
if beep boop go boop,
Yep.
you tell boop to go beep.
And then if beep goes boop, then boop
Yeah.
goes beep.
Now
Uh,
finish the sequence. Beep beep boop boop beep boop boop. I'm
Yep,
like,
exactly.
okay, now stop. Y'all giving me PTSD. I'm getting non-flashbacks
well,
too.
it's like okay, that was more of like a like a comedic like understanding of how like my
No,
friends try to explain it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
That's
you know,
exactly how I've taken logic.
yeah.
That's the class that I got beaten over the head with a notebook by the professor in.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Logical
No
thinking,
joke.
dude. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I went to the professor's office hours for help, and he would he would use Socratic method. So you would ask him a question,
The
and
Yep.
scrotum method.
and he would ask you a question about your question, and if
Yep.
you failed to answer that correctly, he would boop you on the top of your head with his notebook.
Oh no.
Yeah. So screw
Is
that guy.
Wow.
that what Socratic is asking questions with a question?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Or answering questions with a question.
I feel like in the wrong place, that might get you shot.
Yeah, I think that is such a professor thing to do. Dude,
Yeah.
That's such a philosophy professor thing to do
Yeah.
it
specifically.
is. Did you have to take
He's got his
philosophy as
pension. He's
well?
on the safety of the campus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can bully these students a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh shoot.
Did you take
Yeah.
philosophy as well?
Me or
Yeah.
him? Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't.
whatever.
You did.
I took that specific class. It was logic, philosophy of logic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I failed
I
that real hard.
yeah, I took a philosophy class, dude. I did not know what I was getting myself into.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
had no idea.
in community college, you could either do philosophy or a bunch of other stuff. I did the other stuff.
Yeah.
I did
I
like critical thinking, essay writing, like all the
uh,
English stuff
when
instead of.
when I was at ASU, I also took philosophy of uh bioethics, I think.
Oh, that must have been a trippy
That
one.
was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Bioethics in the sense of
Uh,
like
when
society,
it
like
comes to
sociological, like,
medical contexts, like
exactly. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
so
Like
like
the ethics of biology, right? Basically.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. What's it called? Pa I'm
It's
like trying to think of the term, and I'm just like distracted by the controller. Um, what is it called? Why can't I think of the fancy word for it? Come on, Dominic, you're a college graduate.
oh, you're graduating.
Yeah, it's been a hot
Okay.
year. That's why I'm
Imagine, well,
404 error coding right
well,
now.
I was telling Dom, like any prolonged period of time I go without like school, I could just feel my brain just kind of like numbing. Like, dang, is this
Oh,
what it feels like? Oh
yeah,
gosh.
it is. That's why I think it's so important to constantly have the mindset of learning. Like,
Yeah.
even when you're not in school, dude, like 90% of the things I read and my TV content involves podcasts, documentaries, and reading like educational books. Like that's literally all I do, man.
That makes me want to play Ark just a little less.
Um,
That's funny. Art
I'm lazy.
survival?
I'm
Yeah,
lazy. Sometimes I can't understand the jargon
Hmm.
in some like medical or like science journals. So I read the abstract,
yeah,
Yeah.
which tells
classic.
me like what's going on. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
for
like to. I love podcasts, dude. Like that is what I watch the most is
Nice.
podcasts and documentaries, of course.
I think that's very common. What was it like during the pandemic podcast? The consumption went like
Mm,
up like by an
Oh
insane
yeah,
amount. It's like
yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
And then well, sometimes Dominic and I talk about this because there's been a huge mistrust with government or local news or this weird like uh what's the word like distancing and people can't
Mhm.
really tell like if the news is genuine or not. And like because we're animals and we're social creatures, we hop on online and we see people just like discussing and like, our like our
Yep,
monkey brains like ooh, ooh,
And then
ooh,
you get
ooh, ooh.
attached to
yep,
random ex-influencer who
Yeah, yeah,
seems
yeah.
like
yep.
an expert in the field, and then you have
Yeah.
instances of Liver King where you just follow the wrong advice.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's
Yeah,
really wild. Yeah.
it really is. And a lot of times, people get their news from headlines. They don't
Yeah,
even read the entire
No.
article, and it's so toxic and it's not good because a lot of times headlines are just clickbait. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
have to read the entire thing to get a full idea of what it is they're saying because you can't just go off of headlines. And a lot of
yeah,
people
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I always tell Dominic whenever we're like discussing like doing stuff about the podcast, I tell him like, oh, whatever. Like I'm cool with most things, like anything usually, but it's just like I never want to like go into like that weird like pseudo intellectual
Yes,
like where we start like oh we don't really know what we're talking about like
yeah.
shenanigan because I don't really want to spread any like misinformation or
Misinformation.
like yeah
exactly. It's a very bad gray area there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I try to be pretty careful with the questions that we ask and
yeah
yeah,
make
yeah,
sure we
you have
stay kind
to.
of on topic. Or I have specific. I'm not super political by any means.
Me
I'm
either.
actually
Yeah,
like rather anti-political.
me
I just
too.
don't like talking about it. It
Well,
bothers
it's
me
because
out
I
of
don't
me.
know enough about it to form
Exactly. He
to
gets
form a
it.
good opinion.
uh,
So I
He
won't
gets
talk
it.
about it.
He
yeah
gets it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't shut up about it because I worry too much about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
Like,
feel that. I don't know how your life is with caregivers, but I have caregivers that have their own beliefs and their own values and their own political standpoints. So I have to hear it more than I would like.
Yeah.
oh,
There-
see, damn.
yeah,
I didn't
so there,
know. I'm not alone. I'm a political dumper. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry, buddy.
so I have to be. There's a balance there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I'm not going to tell you to not talk about it because it's something that really you're interested in. But
Yeah.
I think there is a fine balance there sometimes when you're like us dealing with people that work for you, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
set boundaries, basically is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I've never felt more seen or validated.
Yeah.
Damn. So am I that
No,
crazy?
I'm just
My
I'm
bad.
just messing with you, dude.
Huh?
Just messing with you.
Oh.
Okay. Topic switch. What's the weirdest thing that you've ever eaten on purpose or by accident?
Oh.
The weirdest thing.
This is a new
I mean,
icebreaker.
I would say calamari.
Calamari. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I've had
good
that.
though.
I'm not
Yeah,
a
but I
fan.
didn't know what it was.
Did you like
I,
it?
I hated it, dude.
Oh, dang.
I
Dude,
hated it. I couldn't
let's,
chew it. It's so rubbery,
yeah.
Yeah. You
and I
too?
hated
Yep.
it.
Just
Yeah,
the look of it threw me off to begin with
yeah.
because it was literally just, fried squid or whatever. And
I
like,
think I think the most weirdest thing that I've ate that I thought that I would hate but actually enjoyed was there's a word for it. I'm having a brain fart right now. The fish eggs. What's it called?
caviar.
Oh,
Caviar.
caviar's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like salty. It's like
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Never tried that.
I
Uh,
actually like caviar. Yeah.
For me, it's definitely uh, classic strawberry Pop Tart without the frosting though.
hmm?
Mm.
Best or worst?
The weirdest.
Oh, weird.
The
Oh,
question was,
that's weird.
what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? And I had asked my grandfather at the time I was in high school, and he's one of my caretakers.
Hmm.
I asked him to get me Pop Tarts at the store, and he called
It
me.
became naked.
He called me. He's like, "Do you want frosting or no?" And I'm, high school brain.
Excuse me.
I'm thinking like, they come without frosting.
Ah,
Huh. Oh, well, wait. The one that I always eat never has frosting on it. It's just that like white stuff on top. That's not frosting. Yeah, get me without the frosting. And so
It
that
was an instant regret.
yeah, because
Uh,
it was just like the dough part.
yeah.
it's literally
No,
just dough.
yeah, and I didn't realize that the stuff on top was the frosting.
Well, see, I never buy Pop Tarts. I didn't know you could get them no frosting. I didn't
I
know
didn't know
that. I
either.
didn't
I
know.
didn't either.
Wow.
I thought there was like more to this. I was like, oh, I
Uh,
have to find out. I have to get down to the middle of this.
I have to do a
Yes,
deep dive into this.
yes.
Pop tart with
then
no
oh, then
frosting.
you had the raw dog it for like several weeks.
Hey,
You know?
just
Yeah.
no frosting tarts.
That
Oh.
is hilarious. Are you able to chew relatively good, or how is that? Is it stabilized for you? Or
Yeah, no, my tune's pretty easy, not to flex, but
yeah. Oh, okay,
Whoa.
nice. Okay.
yeah, no, I'm all
Yeah.
good.
I think you chew better than I can.
Okay. Cool.
I
Are you
doubt
on?
it.
What?
It's looked like I get
No.
carried away.
No, no, no. It's
Yeah.
because like I had a root canal done right here.
Ouch.
I've been like really like baby about like chewing stuff on like
Hmm.
this left
Yeah.
side right here because I don't want to chip it or break it
Yeah,
until
Yeah.
like a dentist can look at it.
my biggest issue with eating is probably just opening my mouth. That's the hardest I
Yeah. Me
could
too.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have a 18 millimeter open uh uh range. 18
So you've
millimeter.
measured.
Yeah, you've
Yeah, I've
measured.
measured it.
I
Yeah. I
we
like
should
to
Get
make
know
the
these
get the
things.
ruler.
you want me to get the ruler?
No, right now, right now.
What? No, you said it.
He's like,
You need
no,
to,
we're
you don't even
getting
know
it
where it's
in
at.
right
You
now.
don't even know where it's at.
It's-
I don't even know where it's at.
oh, we're kind of the same, dude. All right, here's mine.
Okay, yeah, he's more.
Oh wow, no, you're bigger.
Yeah, he's way bigger.
Yeah, he's huge.
Way bigger. Pause, Dominic. Pause.
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 No, I'll find a ruler later. But that'd be a fun little thing to do.
Yeah, that'd
Like
be
at
fun.
night when you're like in bed, like are you ready to measure your mouth hole?
Yeah.
Open up.
Do you have to flatten your bites?
Flatten them.
I'll
Yeah,
flatten
if
them.
it's like rice or beans and stuff,
Yeah,
that's on a spoon. Yeah, it's better if it's flatter because I can't open obviously enough.
yeah,
Flatten your bite.
As in like mush it down into the spoon flatter or
yeah,
whatever. If that
Oh,
yeah.
makes sense.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll put a bite on the spoon, use another spoon to flatten it
Yeah.
on the spoon. So I use two spoons and I'll flatten the heck out of it. That way I can put it in my mouth. Yeah.
See, I,
Oh,
c- I can't really use a spoon because I can't like flip my wrist straight to
Mm-hmm.
get to my mouth. And so if I put the spoon in my mouth with my hand in this position,
Yep.
it'll everything will just fall off the back of the
Oh,
spoon.
yeah. Well, I have to be helped. I have to be fed.
Me too with that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. If it's stuff I can stab with a fork, then I can
Mm-hmm.
swallow it. Uh, no problem as long as it's cut up for me.
Okay.
So
hmm.
yeah, it's just stuff that requires a spoon. I need help with that.
Yeah,
Even
so
stuff.
soup is out. You
Yeah, no
cannot
soup.
eat soup
No
by
soup.
yourself. That is out for sure.
Yeah, unfortunate
Dude,
because
I'm such a big soup lover, and
exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I
I
love it.
like
It's one of my favorite foods.
I eat like a peasant, like you
Yep.
know, like almost every day it's like stew for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm broke. It's just like mother, what have you prepared tonight? Stew, the same
Hey.
thing we have every night. I'm like, oh boy, yes. It's like potatoes and carrots, like,
That
Hell
is
yeah.
so funny.
and beans in the stew. Oh, how lovely! You know, a sweet treat. Like yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh shoot.
All right, last little icebreaker question here. What advice would you go back and give to younger Aaron?
Oh, dude, that's easy. Um, Focus on yourself, like not, don't get caught up in other people's lives. And also, life is not a sprint. Uh, Slow down for sure. Like you don't have to have everything figured out by a certain age. Chill out. You're doing fine. It's not a sprint. It's like a marathon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that.
big time.
Yeah, that like yeah. I was talking I always talk to Dominic. I always talk
Yeah,
to
we
him.
basically live
Yeah,
together.
we pretty much roommates, you know. Um oh no, I was talking to a barista about
Oh.
that. And she said she was dating this person that was really like misogynist or whatever, and like they were like really insecure because they wanted to be the bread earner, they wanted to like
Mhm.
do
Mm.
this, and they were trying to like they're like trying to force a career or whatever. And then we got into a conversation where there's like this weird, not well, it's not weird, it's larger now. There's a subculture of men online that kind of glorify this weird decade that was like the 50s where like one person could like make an
The
income.
patriarchy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like kind of like take care of everything. And like she was trying to explain that, like this person is trying to be that, but you
Like
can't
the
really do
Andrew
that.
Tates of the world.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can't really do that at the moment unless like I don't know, you have like a master's degree in something and you got really lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a single income source, like for you and I, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. We can't even like,
Yeah.
dang, like whoa, like that. That's a little wild. And that question reminded me of what I feel a lot of young people need to hear because like when you're younger, you have all this pent up energy, all this like, oh, I gotta do something. And
Yep.
you're constantly comparing yourself to your grandpa, your dad,
Yep.
like other men who were in like completely different financial
Who
situations than
like weren't completely disabled.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you know, it's just
Yeah,
like that's
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah, I think, one of the toxic things about comparing yourself to others is, you see all the good, but you don't know what it took for that person to get to where they're at. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you compare yourself to someone else, you have to be willing to say that you want all of the characteristics and the hardships that came with getting to where they're at today. And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't think about that, like they see the good and they just want the good characteristics, but it's like, no, if you're comparing yourself to others, you have to be willing to accept all of the things that comes with what they did to get to where they're at. And
Yeah.
I think it's so important to not compare yourself to others because you don't know what they went through to get there. You don't know what their limitations were. You don't know what their strong suits were. Like, it's just not a good idea. It really isn't. It's terrible on your mental health.
Oh,
It's
it
so
is.
bad.
What would you say?
As
It's the comparison. Oh,
comparison is the thief
the
of
thief of
joy.
joy. Yeah, I feel like
Comparison is a thief of all joy. Yep.
I think we say that quote almost every
Every
episode.
episode
I
say
feel
that,
like,
and we say we live in a comparative society.
yeah, well, yeah, that's your
Yep.
quote. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That is a great question. What is y'all's favorite quote?
Well, easy.
All right, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna say the quote. See if you guys. Well, I feel like he'll know who it is, but I'll see if you
Okay.
do. I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you choose to do with the gift of life that determines who you are.
Is that unsung?
Nope,
Okay,
Yoda.
never mind.
nope.
Nope.
No, I'm joking. I heard, what's crazy is that I heard it literally the other day, like yesterday. I think you
Uh,
showed me it. You showed me a reel or a clip.
Probably.
No, maybe I've heard that quote before, and I'm tripping. I
I
don't know.
love that quote, dude. Who is it?
It's Mewtwo.
Oh,
I think that's
wow.
where I heard it from. Because you were on Instagram Reels and we were going for the thing, and it was the end of the 2001
Movie.
Mewtwo movie.
Yeah.
Where, yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
So like
yeah,
Ash is in a battle with Mewtwo and Mewtwo's like
yep,
beating up everybody on Ash's team
yep,
and he's about to like finish off Pikachu and Ash sacrifices himself to like guard
Mm.
Pikachu from
yep.
Mewtwo's, I don't know, Shadow
That's
Ball
a
or something.
spoiler. What if people want to see 2001 Pokemon movie?
And I'm not really spoiling it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
that's
one.
fun.
If you haven't seen it by now, yeah,
For me,
that's
I
fine.
can't come up with quotes on the spot like that. 'Cause,
Oh, mine is a smooth sea never made a steady sailor.
oh, that's a good
As the
one.
kids
Yeah.
say nowadays,
I'll steal Victor's.
ours,
I'll steal Victor's quote.
yeah,
Uh, you could either be cold, tired, and miserable, or just cold
cold
and
and
tired,
tired.
or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I
I
love
love that
quotes,
one.
dude. I literally have a whole list of them on my phone. I
I
love,
have a couple too. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I was really into philosophy when I was uh out of high school, kind of starting in college. I went through a phase where I just read a bunch of
You should.
what
You had a whole poetry Instagram, I remember.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm,
I still do. I mean, I haven't like deactivated it. Yeah, I was really into that for a while. That was my philosophy slash poetry
yeah, I
phase.
remember.
interesting.
I think I started working for you like several months before you started that,
No, that was
right?
like well before you started
Really?
working for me because
Oh,
um
you're right. It was like 2019.
I just moved back home from UCLA.
Was it like 2019?
Yeah, like
2018?
2018,
Yeah.
2019. Yeah,
Wow. We're old.
Yeah,
couple
that was like 6, 7 years ago.
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So now we have kind of our I know we've been going for a while on a bunch of different
No, you
topics,
did.
but you know,
I love that.
just let me know if you're running short on time. But we're kind of in this phase now where we kind of keen in on uh you know your brand, Zip
Mm-hmm.
brands, and just learn more about you in the sense of your disability and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the questions I always like to ask people, what are some misconceptions or just one that you think others have about you or like your SMA specifically? And how do you navigate those misconceptions?
Yeah, so some misconceptions I think we all struggle with is just, you know, disability in general is so stigmatized. You know, a lot, you kind of, once someone sees my disability, they kind of instantly put me into a certain category of disability, which in turn changes how people talk to me, how they view me, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
just because I'm in a wheelchair, doesn't mean that I have any type of like developmental disabilities or anything like that. Like, and a lot of people put me into that category just by simply seeing the wheelchair. And I think it's really important just to um, it's cliche as hell, but don't judge a book by its cover. It's cliche, but it's so true.
yeah,
Don't judge uh, someone by the way they look, and don't put them in categories based off how they look as well. Disabled people are worthy as anyone else to take up space in the world. And so, that's kind of why I do my social media stuff is because I want to show the world that, disability doesn't have to be sad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it does not have to be sad at all. And so I really want to show the world that it's not sad.
yeah,
Um, and how I navigate it is, I try to put myself out online, uh,
yeah,
just to kind of show people how my life is. And hopefully, you know, with time, I think the world is changing, dude. I really do. I'm an optimist kind of guy. I'm not
Yeah.
really a pessimist, and I do think the world is changing, bro. I say this all the time. Uh, 2025, the year, the time we live in now is like the best time to be disabled, and
Yes.
I truly believe that. I believe it with my heart.
Likewise.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
I think I had talked about that at some point recently. And
With me,
like I said those exact words actually. I was like,
yeah,
this is the best time to be alive and disabled when you think about it,
it
given
really
all the
is.
research, the progression we've
yeah.
had as a
Yeah.
society. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
that
and I mean, I wasn't supposed to live past 3.
that's crazy.
I'm
Hmm.
27. Well,
Yeah.
I'm about to be 27. But
Oh, congrats.
Are
yeah,
you type 2?
yep.
Yeah, we're the
hmm
same age.
Are we?
Well, I am.
Oh,
I turned
sorry, I
27
forgot.
next month.
Oh, next month, never mind. We're not the same age.
Okay.
Next month, though.
Yep, next month. Yep. How old are you, Dom? I'm gonna say
Yeah,
25.
I'm 26. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we are
When's
the
your
same
You
birthday?
age
guys are the same
currently.
age. Wow.
When's your
Well,
birthday?
Uh,
we
uh
have the same birthday.
we do. It's August 25th.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're a year apart.
Yeah.
I'm 97 and you're 98.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm 98 as well.
Now,
Yeah.
see, that's fun. I think that was a beautiful
Wow,
answer.
small world, bro. Small
Yeah,
I
world.
know it's wild.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I thought your answer is really beautiful because it's especially how do I describe it? With every new generation, they become a little bit more understanding, but it's also how do you not necessarily fix, but tackle that connotation where like when people because children people grow up and they see people with injuries or whatever and like they associate disability injuries this that with this like with this veil of sadness.
Yeah.
So how do you tackle that and like show the positive and like explain to people like, oh, this is that stuff. I always find that stuff really interesting.
Well, and like using social media and
Yeah,
content
it's
creation
cool. Yeah.
to combat that obviously is, given the times, probably one of the best ways to do so. Um,
Ooh.
and yeah,
I was thinking about the TikTok ban.
yeah, that's happening. I don't know when this will come out, probably in like a month or two,
Yeah.
but at this point in time, the TikTok ban is set to happen tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, tomorrow. And I think it's official, dude. I think it's gone.
Yeah.
So, but no, to kind of tack on to what you said, I think when you look at, the misconceptions and the problems as a whole, not one person can change everything that's wrong within, stigmatizing disability, right? But I think if everyone within the disability community, like me and Dom and everyone else, I think if we all do our part, little by little is when we start seeing like incremental changes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then
Yeah.
eventually, I really think that, it makes a huge impact on the world. So I'm just trying to do my part, dude. I'm just trying to do
Yeah.
my part. That's it.
That's
And
good.
and that leads me into my next question. Obviously, you still get people that, resist those incremental changes.
Mm-hmm.
To be specific, I had seen one of your posts and someone had commented, it looked like it was on Reddit or something. How
Oh
long,
yeah, yeah.
how
You showed
long
it to me. That's
would it
funny.
live if you just left it in a closet or basement?
Mm-hmm.
How do you navigate like these types of comments and this hate?
I looked at it as in a completely different way. Like, when I post stuff like that, people are always like, "Oh my God, I don't know how you deal with comments like that." But my thing is, if I don't show that to the world and give my point of view on it, like, how is anybody gonna know any different? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's so important to show those hurtful comments so people can learn from them. Because if I don't put them out there and people don't know about them, well,
Yeah.
then I have no room to complain about the hurtful comments, if that makes sense. Uh, and the way that I look at it is, for someone to make comments like that, I just immediately go into the psychology of it, and I imagine how dissatisfied they have to be with their own lives to make a comment like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I,
Yeah.
I go into it as like a pure empathy scenario. Like instead of getting mad about it, I get kind of sad because I know for a fact for someone to make a comment like that, they have to be so unhappy with their lives to make it in the first place, and it makes me feel sad for them. It truly does.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree. Like we're similar in the same sense. Like I'm like really empathetic, and
yeah,
and I told Dom it just like it's wild because it's like I don't like to comment on anything, but like to have that much like I don't know hate or maybe like
yeah,
dissatisfaction to like go out of your way to like
yes,
draft or just do like that's like wild.
And it happens
yeah,
so frequently.
Yeah.
The one that always comes to mind is like when people comment on like Shane and Hannah's stuff, like
mm,
saying that there's no way they're married and
Oh,
yeah.
why would she be with him?
Oh, it's pathetic, dude.
Yeah.
Like um, and I know that has to get very exhausting for them. But I think what he's doing is great, which is not letting up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think it's so important to be consistent with your story and how you feel about these things and post about them. I think you have to do that. And, that's one of the reasons why I do it as well. Like, those comments do not make me mad at all, not
Yeah.
whatsoever. It really doesn't. I, I, I feel bad for the person making them, and then I try to use it as an educational moment for other people on my social media. That is what I truly try to do with every one of them comments.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Is there like a main source of kind of inspiration you have for creating content in general, besides like, just educating people?
I mean, I'm naturally like a very positive person.
Yeah.
And so, I think a lot of my content comes from just my natural desire to be positive and self-improvement and showing the world that, my life is not sad. Yeah,
Yeah.
now granted, I don't want anyone to think out there that my life is perfect and I don't have struggles. I do, just like everyone else. Uh, but I think it's important to show the world that it's not all sad. It's not exclusively sad for my life. I think it's so important.
Yeah. I think it just goes back to what you said, just trying to address the stigma about
Yeah,
people with disabilities and,
yeah,
showcasing that we, well, I always say this on the podcast, we're not so different. And there seems to be
that's so different.
this
Yeah,
broken or burned bridge in
yeah,
people's understanding
mm-hmm,
of those that appear different from them, those with
mm-hmm,
disabilities versus not.
yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes it's happened a few times where I've had to defend you in public
Uh,
with people
oh, sure,
or just like friends or like acquaintances or people that like talk crazy shit about disabled people
yep,
and like calling them leeches or whatever and like that shit gets me so fired up. It's just like
yep,
you're one car crash away from that.
yep,
yeah,
really,
Like, we're all closer than you think.
yeah,
yeah,
Like I know that
yeah,
stuff's like oh it's always wild. It's just like it always like it pisses me off a little like the entitlement. This is
hmm
like dude shut up.
yeah,
Like man.
yeah. I think people don't realize that anybody can become disabled tomorrow.
yeah,
Literally, like you don't have to be born with it. It can happen to literally anyone tomorrow. So,
I I think th according to the CDC, it's something like 80% of people will live with some form of disability in their life.
mhm,
Yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
Well,
yeah,
also
and it's
the
all about
largest.
how your perspective on it, dude. Like being disabled is not easy. Like, like it is a full-time job. It's
Yeah.
a full-time job.
Oh yeah, I was here to like I was like when I'm like when I come to take care of him, I witness it like full blast, full time, and I tell people Dom probably does more work
Yeah,
than most like
yeah,
able-bodied people because I saw he calls like three, four different like medical offices. He calls sometimes helps his grandparents make appointments and he works on a radio show. He
Mm.
does stuff on the podcast. Like this dude is constantly like on his laptop
yeah,
doing stuff and
Yeah.
it's like people don't realize how stressful it is because he's editing videos and then editing the podcast maybe, and then he has to like finish up a program by the end of the week for
Yeah.
the radio, and it's like unpaid, and then like his grandparents come in and he has to set up like three or four appointments, like all
Yeah.
within like, and that's only like one
yeah,
day. It's just like
yeah.
people understand like this dude is like he grinds, okay, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we grind, dude.
Hell
And
yeah.
I think it's, I think it's ingrained into us to do as much as we can, dude,
Yeah.
regardless of abilities, disabilities. I mean, like, I am a workaholic, bro. I am. I'm not happy about it. I think there's some psychology behind that, that is very interesting to me nonetheless. But, we do the best we can, bro. And, I think it's important to always do the best that you can, no matter what.
Heck yeah. It's like
Well,
B2 said, the circumstances of your birth are irrelevant.
facts. They
and then
really are.
also we looked this up for one of our episodes like way back in the past. I say back in the like it was
It was
like a
like
year
6 months
ago.
ago.
Yeah, like a year
Yeah.
ago. But the largest growing demographic of disabled people
Is
and
elderly.
homeless people are the elderly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Facts.
people don't associate like old age with disability, but like
Yep.
that's biology.
And it's funny the
Um,
disconnect in that. I
Yeah.
see it
A
all the
very
time.
ageist society.
I see it all the
Yeah.
time that disconnect like with my grandparents. You know, my grandpa will be like, "Oh, I can't move the way I used to. This sucks." And I
yeah.
just didn't. I know
Felt
exactly how
that.
you feel, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Felt that.
But I feel like it's another like weird like the ageist where it's like media everybody only wants to show people like young and healthy and whatever and like
Hmm.
people often
Mhm.
forget about the problems
Not
that a lot of
disabled.
old people have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think representation is so important. And dude, I can't wait to start having true representation for my brand, dude. Like that is one of the main things that I want to do is get disabled models, bro. Like
Heck yeah.
get disabled people to wear my shoes and model them. I think true disabled representation is so freaking important, bro.
Yeah,
So
man. No, I got you. Hey, if you get the Air Jordan 3s up on their site,
Air Jordan threes.
you're gonna force my
Are
hand,
you
dude.
are you a Jordan guy?
I'm a big Jordan guy.
Yeah, he has like he
Wow.
has a few pairs. Are they all
Okay.
threes?
No, I have threes. I have Air Force or not Air Force. The original Jordan ones.
Jordan ones.
I have Flight 45s.
Hey.
I forget the other pair I have, but then I have just way too many shoes. I don't even wear them. Like
Are they what is that process like for you? Like, is it easy for you to get shoes on currently? Like, how
not
does
at
that
all.
work?
Not at
I
all.
know, I know, dude, you're in the same position I was, bro. Like, it
Yeah.
literally took me like 10 minutes to get my shoes on. And that's if I didn't break my toes in the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like whenever this guy, anybody puts my shoes on, like I just start getting the cold sweats. Like, oh, please don't
No, I could feel it.
break
Like
my ankle,
no,
please.
I
Yes,
could feel it. I'm like grabbing your ankle,
yes,
and like, before I slip it in, I could feel like you know, like Like I can feel your butthole pucker up, dude.
Yes,
From like just holding it, like whoa, like your whole leg gets tense. I'm like, damn, you good, buddy?
dude.
You're like, holy
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, whoa.
I've never felt so much in my life, bro. You're
That's like,
saying you get the sweats. I do too, and I did it for my shoes and one other thing. You know what it is? Clipping my nails.
uh,
Yes.
Dude.
specifically like toenails,
Fingernails. My toenails
fingernails.
are
Yeah,
fine.
Okay.
Toenails are fine. Fingernails, I freak the fuck out, bro.
dude.
I hate it.
Look at these bad boys. I just went through that PTSD last night.
Yep. I don't think mine are too bad right now. You probably can't see them, but I
Yeah.
just did mine the other night.
It sucks because I'm always scared to cut them for the same
Yes,
reason. And
yes,
they'll get a little long and I'll
yep,
start getting all insecure about it and be
me
like,
too.
oh, I should probably cut them.
Oh, you
Yep.
should ask me to
And,
cut them.
and I
And I'll
noticed,
still get scared.
Me?
yeah,
Oh no, no,
facts.
I'm pretty good at. I'm pretty good. I'm
All
a
right,
bit of a
so
cutter.
Dom, I gotta put you on. You ready? You
Oh,
know what
put
I
me on.
do now? It has helped me so much. I use a electric baby fingernail grinder.
Hold on.
Let you.
Yes, Amazon that bad boy, dude.
I'm writing that in my notes.
Yep,
Electric
baby
baby.
fingernail grinder.
I got it.
It's been a life changer, bro. I don't have to use fingernail clippers anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
I
I'll
you
check
just
just
that
file.
out.
don't,
You just file
just
them
file
down.
them down. Yep,
Wow.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah.
game changer,
Yeah.
game changer.
Okay.
Check that out.
Wow.
Yep. Just,
Is it just like a little vibration, like zzz?
it's like a Dremel. You know what a Dremel is?
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Well, what?
literally a
Like
mini Dremel.
like a
It's
Dremel,
What the hell is a Dremel?
the thing that you use to.
file stuff down with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh, oh.
It's like a
Okay.
little
Yep.
wheel thing.
I get
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
It rotates a lot. Yeah. And it files it
Gotcha.
down for you. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. Because,
Mhm.
again, just I just get so nervous.
So
It's because
is it
it's
the feeling of like the
It's
blade
the
being that close
skin.
to your skin?
yeah,
The
because
Okay.
when
skin.
I was a kid, my stepmom would cut them
Yep.
and several times, like
Hmm.
nicked me, like cut me.
Yep.
And I don't know if that happened to you too. And
It
that's
did.
maybe why it's rooted, that fear is
Mhm.
rooted in that, but
You know, body keeps the score.
body
The,
keeps the
the
score.
PTSD, the trauma, it's like,
Yep.
oh, I don't want to get cut again.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if I've told you this. This is TMI.
Oh,
My
I
toenails,
love TMI.
my toenails, for some reason, I was born with more meat on my toes. So on all my feet, I have to be insanely careful about trimming my toenails because there's extra meat underneath the nail.
Mm.
So I can actually chop off more than just my nail
Like a
a lot of the
dog
time.
toenail. It's
Yeah.
like a dog's toenail, kind of.
What's that?
Dogs toenails are the same way. Like the meat under their nail. You have to be very careful trimming their
mm,
toenails because of that same reason.
Yeah, so I have to like grab it. This is crazy. You can keep it in there, but it's like TM. I have to like use the clipper and almost have to like get underneath
Yep.
the nail between like the fleshy part of my
hmm
toe and then the nail and then cut it. That
mm,
way I don't like risk like actually like cutting into.
yeah, I would have a heart attack.
Yeah,
I
it's so like
Hmm.
there you go. I don't know if I ever told you that.
If
think
you
you
don't
have.
know, Dom, now you know.
Now you
Yeah.
know.
Now you know.
So you mentioned zipped brands. How did you get into it? Was just that inspired you to start the zipper on the shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally a personal frustration. Literally, dude. Like I was putting my shoes on. I got really hurt one day. And I was like, dude, like, all right, have you ever heard of Billy footwear?
What is it?
A bill of footwear.
Billy, Billy,
Billy
Billy
footwear.
Oh.
footwear.
I'm not.
Okay, so they basically have the same concept as what I have. which is a zipper and a shoe. The only thing is like they're not name brand shoes, bro. And like I
Mm,
am a fashionista. I like
right.
I like to look good, bro.
Yeah,
I care about what I wear. I care about how I look. I think first impressions are very important.
yeah,
And so, I care about what I look. So, you know, Billy Footwear is out there and they offer shoes with zippers, but they are not name brands. As a
yeah.
matter of fact, they outsource their products from China. So they're made in China and then imported here.
Mm,
So it's just they make their own shoes basically.
mm,
So, I tried Billy Footwear, loved them. I mean, they worked great, but I did not like the way they looked, bro. I just didn't. And that's very important to me. So,
yeah,
Okay.
I was putting on my shoes and I was like, why not make the shoes that I love? Why not turn them into accessible shoes?
yeah.
Okay.
Why not put a zipper in them myself? And so, that's really what started the whole idea was, I knew Billy was out there. I knew it could be done, but let's switch it up a little bit. Let's put zippers in the shoes that everyone else loves. So,
So
Okay.
how does that work then? So do you have contracts that you have to sign with, like Nike and whatnot to
uh,
take their shoe and modify it and sell it?
so no, because we're a service-based business, we're doing it as a service. So
Mhm.
we're not selling a product, really. What we're doing is we're selling a service.
Oh.
Now, if I was to be selling a product, then yes, I would have to reach out to Nike, etc. Now, I will say that one of my goals is to partner with all the brands that are on my website, dude. Like I'm not trying to compete with these companies. As a matter of fact, I want to work with them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's so important, dude. Like I'm seriously not trying to compete with them at all. I want to work with them because I'm opening up their market to a broader market, target market. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm giving people with disabilities, people that wouldn't be able to wear your shoes at all, the
Hmm.
ability to finally be able to wear your shoes.
Yeah.
Uh, so because we're a service-based business, we're not infringing, we're not, uh, you know, going against their designs. Like, we're simply doing it as a custom service.
Okay, and we are
We're
back.
back.
As you can see, we made a quick outfit change.
Yeah. I grew
No,
out my hair a little bit.
me too, me too.
Yeah.
Beard's a little thicker. Yep.
Yeah.
I shaved my beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, we had a bit of technical difficulties. It appears that Xfinity decided to take a dump right in the middle of our recording.
Did you ever
Hmm.
figure out what actually caused it? Like, was it just
No,
like a,
they never contacted us either. It was
oh, they're
really
just
weird.
like, oh shit. Like, oops.
But yeah, like something like thousands of homes where I live were impacted for I think it was 2 to 3 hours.
It
So
must have been an EMP. That's the only logical explanation.
must have been the aliens for
Yeah,
sure,
What
for
is an
sure.
the
EMP?
aliens
What
for
is that?
sure.
Was it stand like electro?
Electromagnetic phenomena
Pulse,
or pulse.
Oh,
electromagnetic pulse. Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Cool.
But to continue where we left off, we were talking to you about zipped brands. You were telling us how your frustrations with, I think it was Billy Footwear,
Yeah.
being just, non-brand shoes kind of
Mm-hmm.
inspired you
Mm-hmm.
to, yep.
You appreciate what they do, but the style,
Oh,
it wasn't your style, if I
oh,
remember.
dude, I love Billy. And as a matter of fact, I'm all the time defending Billy because I'm very active on Reddit and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't even know if you guys know what the hell that is.
I
Uh,
do.
Unfortunately,
We frequent
yeah.
it, yes.
So
okay.
like Gen Z millennial, it's just like Reddit.
Yes. What? Reddit?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm very active on Reddit. And so, I post my shoes on there and a lot of comments I mean, I'll get thousands of comments, dude. And a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, Billy, I love Billy." It's like, no, we're not Billy. Like I want to make that clear that we're not Billy. I love that company,
Yeah,
but I don't want you guys, I don't want anyone to think that we are Billy because we're not. Like I love them, but Billy is the whole reason why I started the company in the first place was because, they didn't offer name brand shoes. And so, I'm always having to defend Billy in that regard because I don't want anyone to think that I'm throwing shade at
yeah,
Billy
Oh,
because
my
I'm
bad.
not. I'm
Yeah,
not
because
at all.
they do provide quite an important service.
yeah.
Oh, dude, they're
'Cause-
huge, and I love them, and I
Yeah.
love the story as well. But yeah, I'm always having to, tell people that we're not Billy. I think it's so funny, dude.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think one of the well, I haven't seen their logo, but I have seen
That's a good one.
yours, and it's
Mhm.
pretty sick. So that was one of the other
Mm,
things I wanted to ask was, how did you develop that logo? It's like the Z with the zipper and the B. It just
yeah,
looks cool.
yeah. Photoshop, dude. Yeah,
Nice.
Photoshop. Yeah, I love Photoshop. So, uh, I I literally just thought of the idea, and it took me a long time to make it, bro. A long time to make it. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, I am taking a Photoshop course starting next
Oh,
week, actually,
Oh, at CC?
at
I
CC.
think CC starts. Oh,
Yep.
like what,
uh,
Monday? Like so literally like
Technically,
Tuesday. Oh, was it Tuesday, Thursday? Like a Tuesday,
I
Thursday
think
course?
Thursday, yeah.
Oh, okay. A 1 day course?
Mine's on Friday. It's
Right.
only on Fridays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so why are you having to take a photo? Is it just you're choosing to take
Yeah.
a Photoshop course?
Yeah. I just wanted to dust up my, brush
Yeah,
up on my skills.
Yeah, we have
right. It's
minor.
it's a super um useful skill to have, dude. I use
Yeah.
Photoshop all the time. All the
Yeah.
time.
I feel well, what's the pinnacle? What's like the trifecta? It's like Photoshop, Illustrate.
Lightroom,
Is it Lightroom?
because that's
Yeah,
like the Adobe suite.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Adobe Suite. Yeah, I use Adobe Suite a lot, Lightroom, Photoshop, and Premiere Pro.
Premiere
Yeah.
Pro, that's for editing, yeah.
That's
Because
what I use.
I have a basic understanding of like Photoshop because we did it in high school.
Shout out Mr. Fernanga.
Yeah, but that version of Photoshop we were using was like a decade ago. That was like
Yeah.
archaic compared to like what they probably
Yeah.
have now.
And I thought it was so cool when I like made a rhino cheetah hybrid in Photoshop.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that was one of the lessons you taught us. Yeah, how
Yeah.
to like blend and do all that in like
Yeah.
these layers.
And now they have AI built into it, generative fill.
Oh,
Uh, so Photoshop, you can use AI in it now. So like literally you can circle something, tell it to remove it, and it does it automatically. And you can
that's
even
cool.
expand images. So let's say you took like a picture, but you wanted it to be a wider view of it. You can tell it to generative fill expand, and it'll literally expand your photo if you want like a wider
Hmm.
view of that photo. It's
Like
all
will it like actually change the dimensions of the photo, like the resolution and everything?
Yep, it'll connect everything.
Hmm.
I mean, you can still kind of tell. Like, let's say I took a picture of me and wanted it to expand me.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna have issues. Like,
Uh-huh.
AI does not like us, bro. AI is ableist as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
people with SMA are already pretty asymmetrical, so that's fair.
yeah, dude. So it does not like for people. For bodies and stuff, it won't do it. But let's say you wanted to expand like a, something in the background, like of the sky or something, it
Yeah.
can do that pretty well.
So I'm
Like you
assuming
can,
it's like basic background stuff.
yep, it is
Okay.
exactly. But yeah, dude, you gotta look into that as well.
I
I'm sure you'll
wonder
learn about it
I
in
wonder if it
your.
makes it look like a nightmarish like
It
thing if you have like
can,
a really complicated like background. Like there's so much going on in the back, and you tell it to like expand. It's like
Exactly.
it's
Yeah,
like, oh
it
gosh.
struggles with that for sure. But basically, it's like ChatGPT. You can tell it what to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Like a
it,
little
you can,
prompt, little
yeah,
script.
prompt
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
Hmm. Okay.
So
The Photoshop.
back to Zip brands.
Hmm.
We you kind of briefly mentioned it earlier in the recording, I think, but what's the actual process like of attaching the zipper to the shoe? Like you said, you what did you say that you don't have to contract with the companies like Nike and whatnot because you're providing a service.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But still, with that in mind, like how do you actually attach the zippers and whatnot? What's that like?
Yeah, dude. So I'm partnered up with a shoe cobbler. Don't know if you've ever even heard of that, but a shoe cobbler is basically a person that his entire job is to fix and repair shoes. That's all he does. That's all he does. And so I contacted him one day and I was like, hey, dude, I want this done. Can you do this? And he was like, I can try. And after he tried, I fell in love with it because it looked so good. Like, it
Nice.
looked great. Like, you can't even, most shoes, you can't even really tell that there's a zipper. And so I went to him and he told me that he would try it and I fell in love with it. And so basically, uh, it takes him about 2 hours to do one pair of shoes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of a it's kind of a lengthy process, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it
Yeah.
takes him 2 hours to do one pair of shoes, and we've gotten dozens of orders. So we're kind of trying to know if he's gonna have to start hiring someone to help with this whole
Yeah, because that's what, like
venture.
24 hours almost, like a whole day of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm
this
like,
isn't even his full-time job. But it might be about to start being like that, his full-time job. So
yeah. So like I always have I mentioned this to Dominic about this like one time. I got like so much respect for like I wouldn't even consider it like old like craft, just like people that like leather work, like cobblers, like
yes,
like those people are
yes.
like continuing like almost what feels like a dying like trade
Oh,
like
Like such a niche thing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like what if they don't pass on that knowledge and like sure you have
it
online
dies.
resources, but yeah, it dies, and it's like
Yeah,
we live in such a like well consumeristic society where we just buy shoes and throw them out to the
yep,
point where like manufacturers don't even see the point in like investing in high quality materials that one could like like because like it used to be you ordered like a boot or like a shoe and like you had the top and like the sole, all that stuff was replaceable, but like the upper they call it, this is like all good to
yep,
go as long as you maintained it. And I'm like,
yep,
damn, that's crazy. That's really
yep.
cool.
Yeah, it's a dying business. Dude. His family has been in business for over 100 years.
Oh,
Wow.
For 100 years,
that's
dude. So
mad.
he
Yeah.
is literally keeping it alive. And I'm so happy. He actually moved to Tennessee a year ago from California.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So
Yeah, dude.
that stuff is cool, man. And like those are like the dope ass stories one could put on their website, dude. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, literally. I fell in love with him, bro. He's my age. Um, you know, it's I don't know, dude. It kind of I had no idea that all this would take place, but it has. So I
Yeah.
can be more excited about it, dude. Because I had no idea. I had no idea all this would work out like this, but it has.
And that's cool, just from a simple act of communication, like, hey, can you do this,
Yes.
try this? And he's like, sure.
well,
Yeah.
sometimes you're done,
Boom, you have Zip
Yeah.
brands.
Yeah.
Like that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, literally, dude. It's awesome, bro. It's gone a lot better than I ever could have imagined. So apparently I'm not the only one that has wanted to wear regular shoes but never could. So
Yeah, man. Okay, so this leads me into a different question. Uh, do you see Zip brands one day evolving to incorporate other types of clothing or accessories, like
For
for
sure.
adaptations.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We have so many plans for the future, dude. I'm just trying to focus on shoes for now.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
because I have ADD, so like my brain goes all over the place, dude. I have so many plans for zip brands. It's not even funny, but sometimes you gotta like try to limit your ideas, for the time being because you can overwhelm yourself so
That's
easily.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Mm.
that because I'm trying to think.
I think that's
SMA. Hmm?
well, I think that's like where a lot of businesses like start to like take on too much risk when like they don't
Right.
focus.
Yeah.
Like what happened? Like I know, like I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I know stuff about business, but like usually a common story I hear is that they decided to expand or get big too soon.
Too
Like
soon.
yeah, and then it like blew up in their face. They took
Yep.
on too many like expenses that they couldn't manage all at once.
Okay. Side question.
Hmm.
SMA and ADD.
Yeah.
What's
Hmm.
that like? Because
Oh
I
man.
get so bored as a consequence of my SMA. Just sometimes I'm just sitting here like I always have to have something
Yeah.
in my hands, or like I
Yeah.
have to be doing something
Like art.
Yeah. Me too.
like art. Yeah.
So one of my bad ticks as a ADD with SMA is obviously, when you have ADD, you're constantly fidgeting and moving around and stuff. Obviously, I can't really fidget.
Right.
So what I do is when I'm thinking, I will literally just go in circles. It's a
Like in
lit-
your chair.
So,
dude. I'm about to show you.
Yeah. No, I
uh,
do the same thing. Yeah. I just did like 20 wheelies before I got on this call.
uh,
Dude, bro.
Yeah. Yep. I'm
Yeah,
very familiar with this move. Yep.
yeah, yeah, you do that like all the time in the morning.
Yeah.
Like after I get you up, you just like you go
It
for like your
it's like
little
it's like a pace. Yeah.
yeah.
it's a pace. But
Yeah.
like, I'm not nervous. I'm not anxious. I'm just thinking. I'm
Yeah.
literally just thinking.
There's something about that, like just pacing, like moving, like well, it's like it's human nature.
There needs
Yeah,
there
There's
needs
something about it. It's just like gosh.
someone needs to do a study on SMA people and their like pacing ticks.
they do, bro. They do. It's so bad. But when I'm not like doing circles or whatnot, like um I'm always on my computer, bro.
Me
I'm
too.
always doing computer work. So that helps me a lot. And it's actually beneficial because I can get a lot of shit done, dude.
Yeah.
I can get a lot of shit done with my ADD brain. I'm all over the place. I
That's
bounce around a lot, but I do get shit done. So
good. That's
yeah.
cool, man.
Are you
I
are you
mean,
similar?
what's that?
Are you similar? Like,
I mean, I've never been diagnosed with
yeah.
ADD. Do we?
Is
I
is
don't think
that
I
is
have
that
it. Do I?
you're gonna have to like educate me because I've heard of ADHD and I'm assuming ADD is
Attention deficit disorder.
okay.
Uh,
It's ADHD without the hyper, basically.
Okay.
yeah.
The H
Like
stands for hyper, yeah. For
I
some
had
reason,
a
in adults, they took out the hyper. I don't know why, but for adults, it's ADD. For kids,
I
it's ADHD.
I had a nurse with ADD.
Mm,
That was fun. Remember,
I
you
bet
know.
that was a
Yeah.
Yeah,
blast.
it is interesting that they take the H out of the adults. I've met adults of ADHD. They're pretty like off the
Hyper,
wall. Like
yeah,
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 like it's the best way to describe them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
like there's
Yeah,
like
I don't
there's
understand why
nothing
they
double
did
D
that.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of my nurses, he had it, and shout out if you're listening.
shout out.
One time he was getting me up in the morning, and this is like one of the funniest memories I have of him. He was getting me up. He's like, "So I saw demons above your bed last
Oh,
night,"
that guy.
Oh no.
and I'm like, "Huh?"
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I saw like shadow people like looking down on you from above your bed," and I'm like,
Oh no.
"Oh, that's cool."
Oh,
So I think he
oh,
was telling me something like people with ADD are more prone to seeing supernatural stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah, your psychic abilities have
Yeah,
awakened. That's
that's
Yeah,
true.
awesome.
I want to see that, but I actually went ghost hunting with a couple of my friends.
I'm so
Uh
jealous.
at
You
a
what?
I went ghost hunting.
Oh, that sounds dope.
Dude, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Well, there's a haunted hotel in my area and we went to it and dude, that was the craziest night of my life, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, did you feel shit?
Dude, that
Did they
is an
touch you?
understatement.
Did they touch you?
Statement. We had a spirit box and everything, bro.
Wow.
So yeah, tell us about that. What happened?
Dude, I mean, not to go into too much detail, but like, do you know anything about ghost hunting at all?
I play Phasmophobia.
Oh my God, I do
Yeah.
too.
Hey, we should play
I've
Dude,
had like the
no
closest thing.
way.
Yeah,
it.
dude.
I've
Well,
never met
it's popular.
anybody that played that game.
Wait, what'd you say?
It's
I've never met
popular.
anyone that played that game.
You never met
Really?
anyone? Dude,
Not like in person, no.
My friends are playing it like the other. Well, that's the same problem. It's just like it's kind of a spooky game, and they can't like consistently get people to like play it
yeah,
with
that's the
them.
thing about
Yeah,
Phas. I will
yeah,
not play it by myself. I
Yeah,
am a
yeah.
bitch.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Like, I
I
will
can't
not.
play it by myself. I
Well, there you
absolutely,
go. Easy. Cash money.
wow, yeah, I played it with my caregiver. He's a big gamer as well. So
Nice.
Oh,
we all play together. We gotta
I'm,
play, bro.
I'm down.
yeah.
I should
Uh,
get too. We could all play it.
Yeah, the only thing I have, I talked to, because Dominic and I, when I started working here, we used to talk nothing but like ghost stuff and like spirits.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
wow.
my understanding of that stuff is like personal experience, and then like talking to other people and like trying to like I don't know come up with this like spiritual like through line for me to kind of like it doesn't really make sense, and it's probably like in our heads, but like who am I to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like that thing where it's like
I,
okay.
I mean,
I
I've
was
had. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was the same way, huge skeptic. Um, and that's actually why we went to try to change my skepticism.
Hmm.
And I know without context, unless you were there, it's not gonna mean as much to whoever's listening to this and you. But dude, we communicated with my caregiver's dead dad.
That's wild. How'd that go?
Dude, it was the most almost traumatic experience I've ever
True.
had in my life, bro.
And at the
Yeah,
hotel.
because we did the SS method. Basically, what that means is, you put a blindfold on, and then you put headphones
Yeah.
on, right? That way you can hear the spirit box,
All
but
right.
you can't hear what
Anybody
the
else?
people are asking. And dude, when I took the headphones off and the uh blindfold off, the two people that I was with were bawling their eyes out
Hmm.
because I was literally talking word for word to what they were saying, bro. I'm
Wow.
getting
Dang.
I'm getting chill bumps right now, dude.
That's
Like it
crazy.
makes me want to tear up almost. That
Damn.
is how profound that experience was.
Hmm.
Wow.
It was insane, dude.
Yeah, like I only have friends that I won't say their names, but they were well, a friend and like their significant other were staying at a aunt and uncle's house.
Hmm.
But how do I say this? Either the aunt or the uncle had remarried, and that house had a lot of traumatic baggage inside of it.
Like negative energy type
A
stuff.
lot of negative energy.
Yeah.
And according to them, doors would like that room they were staying in, which was like the bad room where like traumatic stuff happened. The closet would slide open, the door would open, lights would like turn on and off or whatever.
Oh,
And like they would also have like random anxiety attacks just like existing in that room.
mm,
Like, like that weird like
yep.
existential dread
Yeah.
where it's just like, oh, why do I feel so nervous? Why am I so tense up? Why am I like it's like almost like animalistic. Like, why do I feel like I'm in danger, but I'm just in this room,
Mm.
like on my bed, on my phone, like that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah, that's what the entire hotel felt like in every single room, bro.
wow,
That's
yeah.
wild.
I left that place not the same, dude. Like
No longer skeptical.
literally, bro.
You should try it.
I'm down. Let's go.
Dude, we have to go, bro. We
Gotta
have to
go.
go.
All right, that's it.
In Tennessee, like
Road
what's
trip to
happening in
Tennessee.
California that's closest to us? There's got to be a few spots.
Oh, there's a lot in California, bro.
But I feel like how much of the stuff in California is like touristy
Yeah.
traps and like
Well, I mean,
actual.
you saw the reel I sent you on Instagram. Somebody was trying to advert a haunted like Solvang tour.
Oh, that's just
Oh wow,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that one I'll call bullshit on, like,
Yeah.
because it's we've lived here all our lives.
Yeah.
I've gone on many a night walk.
Yeah.
The only quote unquote like haunty spooky place is like a boutique like Chinese clothing store in the corner of like Solvang somewhere.
Mm.
That used to be a restaurant that was owned
Mm.
by I think their last names are like I forget what their last name was, but we're talking like in the 70s, a family owned a restaurant there, and their son was named Four, and he ended up being like a serial killer that killed prostitutes like up and down,
Mm.
Mm.
like even like a few people in Santa Barbara County, and he would dump the bodies in like the back roads between Solvang and like Santa Barbara.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
that's like the only like spooky thing we got here. That and the
Uh,
mission, but like the mission that's like a whole like uh the colonization, mistreatment, or like we
Mm.
wacky, not wacky, but like dark history between
Yeah.
Native Americans and like Spanish colonialism at the missions. So those are like the only two spots I would like think.
Like in this area, immediate
Yeah,
area.
the rest of Solving is just like a 19 like 50, 40, 70s like building
Yeah.
that like I don't know.
yeah, dude, this hotel, I think there was 8 deaths in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eight
that would do
deaths.
something to you. Yeah. Yep.
And
Yeah.
one of them was a kid that died in there. She's like 6 years old.
Hmm.
Don't you gotta turn to Tennessee, bro. I know it's a long ass drive.
Yeah.
I did it. You gotta turn to Tennessee, bro.
All
We
right.
definitely
You
go.
can drive me,
We have
buddy.
to.
Tennessee?
Let's go.
To Tennessee?
Let's
Tennessee.
go.
To Yeehaw?
Oh,
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
I think that'd be fun. Because like I've been like I've like played guitar for like 12 years, and I think it'd be kind of cool to like
dude, hell
see like
yeah.
live people like you know, I think that'd be
Dude, that'd be
sick.
so fun.
Like because the average 10-year-old in Tennessee could probably play like 5 times better than me. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's true here, dude. Nashville is, really big. I mean, we're growing so fast, dude. It's like
it's
not
a
even
very
fun.
popular like correct me if I'm wrong, is it because people are moving there because it's like relatively affordable and like no ink like no is it income tax or something and people are like ooh and they just like
We have income tax. It's just
what is
our
is it sales
belief.
tax?
We have sales tax as well. I actually
Oh,
have to pay sales tax every month on my business.
okay.
Yeah, but it's really just lower taxes, uh, lower cost of living, more Republican conservative values, better health care. You know what I mean? Like my health care is great here, bro. Like
Hmm.
great. So I think it's a culmination of kind of all of those things. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
saw that a lot of people are coming from California here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just leaving California, period.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that like it's kind of because like California is also the most populated
Hmm.
state in
For
like
sure.
all of America.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So like when
Yeah,
they
I
say
think you'll
like
have like 30 million.
yeah, so when
30
statistics say like, oh, 100,000 people like moved like out of state from California, that's like a drop in
Yeah.
the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's just the bad thing about Tennessee is we're like 10 years behind California. So
Mm.
when they all do things, we do it like 10 years later. if that
Oh,
makes
like
sense. So,
Yeah.
you have an example?
well, it's really about like inclusion.
Yeah.
Like when it comes
Oh,
to
yeah,
inclusive things like LGBTQ, like gay people, that whole thing.
Yeah.
We're just so far behind, bro. Now, when it comes to accessibility, we are pretty good about accessibility, I will say. But as far as like inclusive movements, nah, dude, you don't get none of that
Mm,
here. And I hate that about here, but I like to stay in the mindset of, it is changing. I've seen it change so much over my lifetime, and it's still changing. So, that really makes me happy.
that's cool.
yeah. That's probably. I was sometimes Dominic and I talk about random stuff like this, but that's probably one of California's like strong suits. Is that even though there's so many people here,
Yep,
the crazy thing about California is that individually, every like community in California feels tight.
yep,
Yeah.
So,
that
you know, and it's like, and I think that adds a lot to like that inclusivity that you're talking about.
it does.
Even though you're in LA, everybody's like really antisocial, don't talk to each other, whatever. But they're still like they're all cohabit, like they're all coexisting with each other,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they have to like get along.
yeah.
They
See,
can't.
Tennessee, I guess it's the Southern hospitality. You can't go outside without being greeted by a stranger, bro. Like I mean, it's insane, dude. And I never realized how different it was until I came to California.
Yeah.
You don't realize how different you are until you go to
Yeah,
other states that are
It's
completely different than yours.
yeah.
And that's how it is, dude.
It was a big culture shock going. I grew up in Oxnard,
I know that
Mm,
was for you.
then I moved to Solvang, San Ynez Valley,
Yeah.
and a big culture shock moving here because it's so small, it's so tight knit. Everybody's pretty friendly here. And like you said, it's very tight knit. Like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
yep.
It's a small valley. Um, and then I moved to UCLA, went to school there. Another huge
Oh
culture
yeah,
shock.
yeah.
Just we go there every 4 months for my Spinraza
Yeah.
injection.
We're
Mm.
gonna go there February, and
Hopefully,
well, I'm dreading like seeing the damage
it's gonna be crazy.
because like we're gonna be on the 405s. So there's gonna be like no way not to see it.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
So you take Spinraza instead of Evrysdi, or do you do
yeah.
both?
So I just take Spinraza. I took Evrysdi for a year,
Yeah.
and
You got approved for almost a double dose, right?
well,
You're
that's
going for
going through FDA right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah,
They
I
spoil.
think I think it's passing though. I
Oh, it
think
is.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I saw the article yesterday, and I didn't know how to interpret it. Did you see the same thing? It
I
was like
think
on SMA News today.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know how to interpret that. It
Yes.
looked like it might have been approved in the US, but not Europe yet.
Huh.
yeah. I think it was improved. Yeah, I think it was improved here. Yeah.
Cool.
Um,
So you just do. So why don't you do Evrysdi?
so I took Evrysdi for a year.
Mhm.
Uh, it was either one or the other. It for me, at least that's how I remember it. This was like 5, 6 years ago, maybe.
Was it that like insurance would only cover one?
Right.
Oh, maybe you could ask again, see if
But
they could
I
do.
do feel like it might be doable for both. I'm not
Yeah,
positive.
because that was like what half a decade ago. Things might have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people do both now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had just taken the Evrysdi for a year though, and that was not working well for me. I felt like I was getting weaker.
Hmm.
I know a lot of other people have had similar experiences.
But that's crazy that you say that because I've experienced the same thing. I was only taking it for about 9 months,
Uh-huh.
right? I thought it was just me. Um, I, and I learned that you have to give it time, like a long time. And so actually just a couple of weeks ago, I went to my neurologist and I was like, I want to try this again. So
Okay.
I'm about to try it again, dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it one more shot, and see what it does. But yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago, I started as well. and felt like it was doing the opposite to me.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's
Why?
really weird. And like I attended one of the webinars, like the QSMA webinars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they showed the data, this graph of people's um length of treatment with Evrysdi compared to, I think it was like their Hammersmith score exams.
Yeah.
For those that are unfamiliar, Hammersmith is a physio-neurological exam
No.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
is usually administered by physical therapists,
Oh, okay.
and it measures your motor control, your ability to use different muscles, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like
And
an assessment.
Hmm.
yeah, and so the more people were on a RISD. I forget how long the study was, the
Mhm.
length of it, but their exam scores like went down with it.
Wow.
And it was kind of weird.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess there's just something about it that it needs to be injected into the uh cerebral spinal fluid, I guess.
hmm,
I guess that's the only way that it can really have major effect. But regardless, I'm gonna try it again, dude, because I can't do the shots no more, bro. I
no,
did I tell you about my experience with the shots or no?
no, let's go for it. Tell us
I
about it.
ended up getting spinal meningitis.
Yeah,
I
that is
almost
one. That is one risk. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I almost died, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So never again. It
You,
was
I don't blame
bad.
you. That's
well, hold
traumatic as
on.
hell.
Hold on, hold on, hold
What?
on. How do you get your shots? Like, is it via like a straight up spinal tap, or do you have the port?
It's an intrathecal injection.
Right, but do you have a port put in for it?
No, I do not have a port. No.
See, I wonder if that makes
Uh,
any difference.
you have a port.
I have a port.
Yeah.
Um,
And they have to
Yeah,
do
that's
ultrasound to like target it.
yeah,
yeah, that's usually what people do is get a port. Yeah.
yeah. I got the back living. It's typically for back living.
Yep.
It's and I got that put in before I started taking Spinraza, and it was so crazy because they put the port in, and then I went healed up, went back into the doctors, into my neurologists for them to do the injection the first time.
Mm-hmm.
This is like back in 2018 or
Actually,
17.
crazy. You were like one of the first ones too.
Yeah, that's what he told me. I was like supposedly one of the first people to get it,
Like the port, just the
the port.
injection. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, he put the needle in to the and tried to get it to pierce the port. Again, like using ultrasound to guide,
Yeah.
and it would not pierce the port because
Mm,
because it was in my side of my like rib cage almost, but not supported by anything other than like my body fat,
a whole.
which, as you can imagine, is quite squishy.
Yeah.
And so he would try to pierce it, but it would just push the port
Oh,
like
dog.
deeper into my
Oh,
abdomen.
Yeah, for the adipose and all that.
what?
Yeah, whatever the hell that is.
Well, yeah, adipose are like
Just,
fat. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Uh,
Wow. So
and
yeah,
so
do it.
we had to move the port. I had to have a
Yep.
whole other operation where they
Mm-hmm.
took the port, moved it to my lower lumbar
Hmm.
Yep.
against my like actual spine.
Yep.
So now it's like supported, and yeah, we
Doesn't
don't,
move, it's stable.
right, we
Yeah.
don't really have any issues with that.
So when they go to do the injection, do they have to pull some spinal fluid out to make sure the port is still in place?
Yeah, to make sure that it's working
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
We have like a
Okay.
good line. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a spinal headache?
Oh, have I?
Yeah, well, it's a combination of that and like piss poor driving. I feel
No,
like,
no, no, no,
oh, you
no,
think
no,
you don't
no,
think they're correlated?
no. I have a whole different story in mind.
Oh.
Um,
Oh,
so, what he's alluding to is the like awful rides that I get from the local
Oh,
Ventura
yeah, I
Transit Center.
remember.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
I remember the story now.
so like I'll get home after nothing but stop and go traffic and the driver going like 80 miles per hour on the freeway
Yep. Yep.
and just braking suddenly and I'll have like a crazy headache.
Yep.
But when I first got my port put in, the first time they attached it to my spinal cord, I had like a disbalance of my CSF, my fluid,
Yeah.
Yep.
and I had the nastiest headaches for
They are the
a
worst.
couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like your body, your neuron, everything was just like going wacky.
Like every
It's
time
like, oh, you should not be leaking this stuff right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
That's, eh,
every time I sat up, my head just started pulsing.
yep,
I would legit cry if I sat up without
yep.
pain meds
Yeah.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude.
And he
It,
actually he wasn't working for me yet at that time in my life. Him
Mhm.
and our other friend, they visited and I
Oh, Damien
was
and I.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
like laid up in bed, couldn't do anything.
I remember.
You came to like hang out with me for a bit
Yeah. I
and
held your hand, kissed you,
yeah.
told you I was gonna be all
there,
right.
there, Dominic, it's okay.
Drove my wheelchair.
Yeah, I
Eh,
did wheelchair, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
wow.
crazy.
Yeah, dude, they're the worst headaches I've ever experienced in my life, bro.
Like, yeah, what's
Literally.
crazy? It's like I failed and dropped out before I could like fully master it. But for human anatomy, we had to look at CSF tracing, and that shit like goes like it circulates for like your whole shit. It's crazy.
Literally. Yeah,
It's like wow.
yeah.
It's like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, we took a quite a twist in
Well, this
topics.
is
That was
like
so cool.
well, I mean, it's
Good
I mean
combo.
like Sprots, like Spinraza, all that stuff is like interesting. It's just like interesting how like
Yeah.
that other medication doesn't seem to be like helping. Even when you look at like the charts or whatever, you said like it was like in a decrease.
Yeah, so you have to let me know how it goes.
Yeah,
I will do. And you know, after our conversation, dude, I really have got to hang out, bro.
Heck yeah.
yeah.
Like,
We
dude,
gotta play some
you got,
fast too.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that'd be
that's some
funny.
fast. You guys seem awesome as hell, dude. Really.
Oh yeah.
Is fat like Faz
Likewise.
isn't is it newer or is like the older one where you could just like pick up random shit and just like
I,
dig
Like
through?
you could always do that.
yeah,
Okay,
you can
What I
always do
recall.
okay.
that. I
It
think
came
they
out.
recently updated it, but yeah, you can always
Yeah, they
do that.
recently put it on console, which is why I've been playing it.
Oh, that's why.
Yep,
Um, the
yep. I
game
put it
that
on.
well, my friends were on that game and then they stopped it because it's like the same thing with it's kind of spooky. Don't want to play with myself and like
Yeah.
couldn't find consistent people. But we were able to consistently get enough people for like Lethal Company.
See, that's another one I've always wanted to play, but
Like
it's not on
Lethal
console.
Company is
Yeah.
like wacky.
So, dude, how do you hold your controller? Do you put it on
Here.
your tray?
Yeah, let's do a live demo. Here.
Yes, let's do a live demo.
For
And
those
that,
that are watching the video pod,
Okay.
you can get the controller for me, please. The PS5.
oh, yeah, PS5,
Yeah,
nice.
so I kind of like raptor claw grip it.
Yep. Ah,
Gaming.
So
okay.
this is the arc setup,
Yep.
fast setup. Yeah.
I wonder,
Okay.
can you
And you
like
can
do
you
you
can
think you have
maneuver
enough
the buttons.
do you think you'd have enough strength to like push anything here?
If it was light enough, it like
Yeah.
didn't require too much
Because I
Yeah,
force.
know
you
some
can get a
like
mighty controller
Yeah.
and get buttons back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
because I know some pro gamer controllers have like triggers here, like full on like handles, like
Yep, they
levers
do.
that people could like use.
And you can change the sensitivity of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. We gotta play fast.
Yep.
Have to.
Faz. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I
Yeah,
play a lot of fat. Well, I haven't lately. It's one of those, like we said, you play with your friends.
literally.
Um,
I will
lately I've
not
just
play it by myself.
yeah.
Absolutely not. Nope.
I'll play it on like the easiest mode. What is it?
Nope.
Beginner. Just to
Nope.
like familiarize myself with the
Yeah.
mechanics, but that's about it.
Yeah. I am a I am a wussy when it comes to horror stuff, bro. I will not watch horror shit. I hate it.
I like
It,
horror movies with friends.
it's the jump scares, bro. They get
Yeah.
my heart pounding.
Like you know they're coming. You know they're coming,
Yeah, it's
but you
like
can't do anything
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to be the biggest bitch when it came to horror movies.
Yeah.
And then I
Literally.
started watching them on my own on like my personal computer and like over time I just kind of like okay, these aren't
Yeah,
that bad. Because
yeah,
like when I think horror movie, I think like genuinely like I don't know what I was expecting. But it's just like jump scares, or whatever. But like besides that, it's just like stories and plots. It's just like a like I remember like we saw The Exorcist. I'm like, that wasn't that scary.
It wasn't.
yeah.
So
I
I'm
took
like,
I took what was that class I took? It was only horror movies.
Yeah.
I took a film studies class.
Like none of them are really like I understand they're terrifying for the time. It's kind of like I viewed horror films as like I'm actually going to be terrified, like scared, scared.
Hmm.
But instead, I should have like interpreted it as a story and a narrative where the people in that story are
Oh,
scared. Like
there.
there's
Yeah.
like horror
Yeah.
for like those people and like yeah like you almost feel like oh that's interesting, right? That's
Yeah.
scary. Like what if like it's more of like that it's like an interpretation of like where fear can come from.
Perhaps.
And when
Yeah.
then when I realized that I'm like, oh, most horror films aren't really that scary. They play with concepts that could be horrifying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I
I have to try to look at it like that. See if that helps me because, dude, it's bad for me, bro.
yeah.
It's hard for me to watch. Or if I know that something scary is coming, I will do this.
Yeah. You're out. Peace.
I'll be like, yo, Yuri, hold my hand. And
Yeah.
my hand is just like clammy as hell.
Yeah, oh, clever as fuck, dude. Like, don't touch my hands.
Yeah.
That doesn't like necessarily mean like horror movies cannot like be horrified. They could be absolutely like given like the build up and like you don't know what to happen. But that's mostly suspense.
Yeah.
Like jump
Yeah,
scares are kind of like the cheap like you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like I started viewing horror films as like the concepts in this film, if they were real, would be horrifying and like terrifying.
Hmm.
Like that kind of, you know what I mean? Like almost like detached from reality. It's like a like what if kind of thing. But it's like what makes a good horror film, I think Dominic would agree, is just having a good story or a good narrative.
Yeah.
And a lot of horror films do not have that, and they rely on that cheap, like,
They are notorious for that. Yeah.
yeah.
What was that? That one older film that I had you watch with me. It was a zombie film.
Oh, it was
And
a zombie film. Like, well, they didn't call them zombies, but it's like, is it Night of the Living Dead?
yes.
But like, there's like
Mm,
no word for zombie. They
w-
just like
one of the underlying like motifs or narratives in that one, it was really good. Like they had the one like black character and he died and
it's
it
one
was
of the first
yeah,
black protagonists in like film ever, and it was like still a black and white film.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the director of that film got a lot of hate, but he was like trying to portray this message of like, racial equality, and a lot of people just didn't interpret it that way.
right.
And no, it was really good. It's one of my favorites, even though it's pretty dated. It was
Yeah.
really good. But before we let you go, this has been fun. We
Wait, I didn't mention one more thing.
Yeah,
The app. Or is that the app?
He's using it.
it's
He's
peak.
using it.
It's
Yeah,
so
he's
Yeah,
good.
using
how you like it?
It's so good.
Dude, I
You
told
put me
you.
on game for sure, for
I
sure.
told you, bro. Mine is black. You gotta change it to dark mode, bro.
I have the free version too at the
Oh,
moment.
okay,
Just
okay,
installed it
okay.
this morning.
it.
Okay.
Um, been playing around with it this morning. It's way better than the other one I was using because I could not use keyboard shortcuts on the other one. This
Yep,
Oh,
one I
that's
can.
dope. That's big.
Like
yep,
I
yep.
can,
That's big.
copy
Yeah.
paste,
Dope.
Command V, Command C,
Oh, dude, you were in the study.
Control,
You were
delete.
raw dogging it so hard.
Yeah, dude, it's nice. And you can drag it by just
holding
holding
it.
the
Dude,
trackpad.
so
Dude,
nice.
yep,
I could even play. I was telling him I could even play Poke MMO on it
yep,
on my computer by
Nice.
yep,
using the little arrow keys.
Oh,
yep.
you got arrow keys?
It's got arrow keys.
It's got everything, bro.
Yeah.
Shit, you got arrow keys.
It's
It's
got
got tab, escape.
mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
that's bit. Yeah.
it's good.
The diamond symbol is Windows. Or,
Diamond symbol.
yeah, or maybe you don't have the diamond symbol,
I
but
don't. I'm not bougie. What?
okay. It might be a pro. I'm telling you, dude, you're gonna end up buying it. Because,
I mean,
like,
it's only $10 for
yeah,
life.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Really? Oh, that's nothing.
yeah,
yeah,
In-app
it's the
purchases. Who
best.
cares?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm glad you liked it, bro. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it. I love passing on assistive technology tips, dude.
It's
Love
cool.
it.
Yeah, we like it when people don't gatekeep.
Yeah.
It's like is horror hard for you to get into because I think Dominic had told me this,
Hmm.
where like sometimes some horror films hit extra hard because you're disabled. Well, like
I don't think it's the way. I don't think I said it that exactly. I think it's more so I probably said something
Yeah,
along the
correct me.
lines of experiencing paranormal phenomena is extra scary for us
Oh, okay.
Oh
because
yeah,
we are
because you send it
disabled.
away.
Like, for instance, not paranormal at all, but I am scared shitless of bees
Hmm.
because as soon as
Same
I
here.
hear the
Yeah,
zzz, I get like shivers down my spine.
yeah.
I get just this out of body experience where I can't control myself and I start just like freaking out.
Freaking the fuck out. Yep.
Yeah,
See that I see.
Yep.
Like
because I can't do
it's more
anything.
like a curious
Yep.
question. Like, you know,
Like, I can't do
You know,
anything.
you know, you know what the worst is? Having a wasp land on you, bro.
oh, dude.
Any insect
And
will.
you can't freak out. I don't freak out because that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
But I am dying inside, bro.
Yeah.
I'm dying. And Tennessee has wasps like crazy.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
maybe we don't go to
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
And if you come here, we gotta stay. Dominic has to stay inside.
Yeah. Well, indoors only.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I feel that for sure.
Okay. I
So
see. I see.
so
So we had a
one last little question I
okay.
wanted to ask you.
Hmm.
Obviously, you're an entrepreneur doing big things,
Thank you.
zipped brands, content creation.
Hmm.
As an entrepreneur with a disability, what advice would you give to others with similar challenges who are, aspiring to start their own business essentially?
Um, well, it goes back into that thing of like being disabled. Growing up, I never thought that I thought that my life was a lot limited than what it actually is. Like, I didn't think that I would go to college because I didn't think that I could. Didn't think I could have a job. I didn't think that I could do all of these things. But, my advice would be just uh, forget those limiting beliefs, dude, and just figure shit out, figure out how to make stuff work, and don't let those limiting beliefs uh control your life, dude. Because if I would have never broken out of those limiting beliefs, I wouldn't have done the college, I wouldn't have gotten a job, I wouldn't have pursued, entrepreneurship. And so I feel like it's really important to show people that not only can it be done, uh, it's important to pursue the things that you're interested in and your dreams because you can do it. Like, obviously, I know we have obstacles, uh, but I think it's important to show people that you can adapt and figure out how to get over them obstacles to really pursue your dreams, dude. So, I would say just don't don't let those limiting beliefs control you. You can do great things. You just gotta believe in yourself.
Clap,
Clap.
clap.
Yes.
Aaron Warren, everybody.
Hey, clap, air clap, air clap.
Is it gonna work?
No, because
It's,
it's like this is like too much stuff.
In the way.
it's,
Oh, it might be disabled actually.
hey, I know how that is.
Hey, never
I
mind.
know, I know exactly how that is. But yeah,
So,
don't.
Yeah, I think it's not working.
yeah, okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
Zipped Brands, check it out. You have your own website,
Yeah.
zippedbrands.com, correct?
is that Tom? Yes, sir.
And then where can people find you on socials?
Uh, Aaron Warren with two N's at the end.
And we'll make sure to tag you when we
Yeah.
post
Yep.
this all up.
Get yourself some inclusive footwear, a new
Yep.
piece, you know,
It's
for the wardrobe.
stylish, accessible shoes here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Exclusive.
Dominic, it was so good meeting you.
Yeah.
Uriel, it was good meeting you too, brother.
Oh, that's a pleasure. Yeah, I mean, I love doing this with Don.
Yeah, dude.
And we've met so many, I don't know, like, pardon my French, but dope ass people.
Oh no.
Like
Yeah.
awesome people. It's like, dang.
Yeah, Dominic, keep it up, guys. Really like I said, I love what you're doing. There's not enough podcasts out there like this, and I'm a huge podcast guy, bro. I love podcasts, so Don't stop, bro. Don't stop. Please. Keep going, dude, for me.
Heck yeah, will do
Yeah,
for
Yes.
sure.
All right, guys. It was good meeting you.
Likewise.
likewise. Yeah.
And to the people listening, if you liked what we had to say today, please leave us that rating. Leave us a nice little review on Apple Podcasts if you're so inclined. And be sure to share with your friends and family. If you're not already, be sure to follow us on Insta, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok now that it's not banned. And
Great.
yeah, we're
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
out at the Disability Myth, all one word. And with that being said, peace and love. May the force be with you.
Bye.
Peace.